and welcome to the Keach Hospice Care Stadium. We're expecting a big crowd here tonight for another big game for Biggleswade United. It's the quarter-final of the Beds Senior Challenge County Cup. And Luton Town, that's right, Luton Town come to town. The development side, they face Biggleswade United tonight in the, like I mentioned, the Beds FA Senior Challenge Cup quarter-final. This is the team news. It is as follows for Biggleswade United. Tom Wyant starts in goal for Biggleswade. The back four of Cameron Hyde, Jordan Gerald, Mason Watkins-Clark and Milo Key. The midfield three of Connor Inskip, who keeps his place, as well as Jaden Irish. A return to the starting 11 for Josh Donillo tonight, with a front three of Kai Andrews, who keeps his place out wide after impressing against Colney Heath on Saturday. Taylor Winey, 35 goals for the season so far. He is on fire at the moment. He starts once again up front for Biggleswade. And out wide, we have Markel Cousins once again, the man who scored the winner against Colney Heath on Saturday. He starts again tonight. And on the subs bench, a return for Jordan Wright. It's good to see him back in a squad. We thought he'd be up for quite some time after the FA Vars defeat, our last home game here actually. But no, he's back on the bench tonight, which is really good to see. Luke Stance, one of our reserve players who really impressed when coming on against Colney Heath on Saturday, keeps his place in the squad and he's back on the bench tonight with normal regular club captain Gaz Hunt. He's on the bench tonight in place of Josh Danilo, of course, who starts. Yemi Adilani and Rahim Jabba both on the bench once again, like they were on Saturday. Couldn't quite make the team tonight, but again, good options off the bench for Biggleswade United as we await both sets of players to come out. As last season, Biggleswade United got to the semi-final of this competition. Of course, they got a bye in the first round last year. Then Aussie Town came to town, and of course, that was the Taylor Winey show last year. Taylor Winey scoring the winner, and in a season where there wasn't many highs, that was definitely one of the biggest highs. Was that County Cup quarter-final, of course, then losing in the semi-final to a Bedford Town last season. But it's quite interesting because both teams, of course, in the last round for Biggleswade United in the County Cup, they knocked out the holders, as you would have seen if you were following the live streams. Me and Nick went out up to Luton about a month ago now, and Biggleswade United, of course, won that game by 5 goals to 4 on penalties after drawing 1-1 on the night. A 5-4 victory against the current holders of the competition knocked them out. And for Luton Town Development, they knocked out Shefford Town and Camden fellow Spartan South Midlands League sides. Shefford Town and Camden, they knocked them out 2-1 away from home in the last round. And the winner of this match, this tie, will face either Aussie Town or Bedford Town away from home in the semi-final. All to play for. Of course, it would go straight to penalties as well if we do have a level game in 90 minutes, as we're still awaiting both sets of players. I think they're checking the pitch. I'm not quite sure. Both sets of coaches seem to be out. We are still awaiting the teams. A couple minutes delay. I did see the officials checking the pitch before the game, but it looks like now I can see the Luton team. Can't quite see Biggleswade just yet. And here they have both teams set to come out. Biggleswade United in their traditional red and blue kit, Luton Town in their away strip. And this is once again the starting 11 for Biggleswade United. If you are just joining us, this is the starting 11 for Biggleswade United. In goal, we have Tom Wyant. Defence, Cameron Hyde, Jordan Gerald, Mason Watkins-Clark and Milo Keane. Midfield 3 of Connor Inskip, Josh Derniolo, and Jaden Irish. On the front three of Kai Andrews, Taylor Winey, and Markel Cousins. On the Suns bench, we have Jordan Wright, Luke Stones, Gaz Hunt, and Yemi Adelani. Whilst we await the start of the game, a reminder, a big thank you to all of our sponsors before we get started. A big thank you to Winchmore Brickwork for being the men's senior team sponsor this season, VO for being the women's senior team sponsor, Flawless Landscapes for being our reserve team sponsor, JMB Motorsport for being our vets team sponsor, Cycling Lives for being our general sponsor, and of course, formerly here known as the Second Meadow, now known as the Keach Hospice Care Stadium. We'd like to thank Keach Hospice Care for being our ground sponsor for Biggleswade United. And for any Luton Town supporters that might well be tuning into this live stream, first team player Glenn Weir starts for Luton Town this evening. He captains the side for Luton this evening, just recovering from an injury. And of course, you see loads of first team players in all the up and down the divisions when they're just recovering from a long-term injury. They'll play a few games for the under 23s or the academy sides. Both sets of players. Jaden Irish captains Biggleswade United this afternoon. He's normally the vice captain with Gaz, our captain, on the bench today. Just goes to show the strength and depth United have in midfield at the moment, with being able to start captaining Gaz and have a perfect good replacement in Josh Sterniolo, who I feel deserves a few minutes out there. He's been really good this season. I hope I haven't put a commentator's curse on Josh there, but we'll see what happens, because you have to be careful with Josh sometimes, but he's kept his temperament quite well this season, and he's had a really good season. We have had a bit of a few more minutes delay here than supposed to be kicking off at 1:45, but we are still awaiting kickoff, so apologies. The referee's just waiting for the next minute to tick on the clock, and then we will be underway in this County Cup quarter-final between Biggleswade United and Luton Town. And we're underway here at the Keach Hospice Care Stadium. A big crowd here at the Keach Hospice Care Stadium, as expected. Milo Keane on the ball for Biggleswade United. They're looking for a fast start tonight. That's Markel Cousins on the ball on this right-hand side. Brilliant. Running behind there, looking for Kai. It was good interception there. And it's out of play for a Biggleswade United throw, but a strong start for Biggleswade. It's Milo Keane with the throw. It's headed away. Now it's Connor Inskeep winning the ball back. That's Jaden Irish. Mansour says, hi from the beautiful Bedfordshire, Kempston, Bedford, England, UK. Hello, Mansour. Nice to see you supporting the lads on the stream this tonight. And it's Luton now playing out from the back here. Haven't really had a chance to get onto the ball so far in the very early stages. Have been intercepted by Kai, who's then been intercepted. Taylor's looking to try and pounce on that. Couldn't quite find it. Mason's in Under a bit of pressure here, so is Tom. They didn't quite communicate that very well. Tom White and Mason Watkins-Clark, and the number 11 there, Josh Allen, was nearly went in between them. Cleared away there by Cameron Hyde. Of course, let us all know where you're watching from. Make sure you stay subscribed to the Biggleswade United YouTube channel, follow our Twitch channel, and like our Facebook page as well to never miss a live stream. The ball over the top there to Josh Allen. He's headed it on there, but only onto the feet of Cameron Hyde. Out of play here for a Luton throw. Intercepted. It is a very frosty evening here at the Peach Hospice Care Stadium. Neither side in the early stages can't quite keep possession at the moment, but Luton just getting themselves up the pitch, but it was Cameron Hyde that managed to get the better of Tobias Branny there. And managed to get it out, because if Cameron Hyde couldn't deal with that, Branny definitely would have been one-on-one with the goalkeeper. And Milo Keane there, that wasn't exactly what he was looking to do at all. Casey Petit for Luton. So got some defending here to do, Biggleswade. They've managed to get it out of play for a goal, for a corner. Still defending to do here. It's always got to be a tough one today against, of course, it's the Championship team's academy in Luton Town, of course, who actually are playing Grimsby Town at the same time in the FA Cup. Cross comes in, managed to be cleared away. Taylor Wiley is under a bit of pressure here. Got support with Jaden next to him, but it was actually very well covered there by Avon Jones. Clearly done his homework there against Taylor Wiley. That's Milo Keane. Watkins-Clark. Watkins-Clark couldn't quite.
In case you went out there, Glenn was ready to jump in case you
Matt Scott over this throw here for Luton. And it just about clears away. That's definitely going to be a free kick. He had his arms around him there. Glenn Weir there wasn't going to get away with that one. I think he knew that. The free kick is going to be taken quickly here by Watkins-Clark. Oh, was looking to try and trying to go between the defenders there, Taylor, but both defenders had that very well covered. The flag's going to be up there for offside on Tobias Branny. It's going to be a free kick to Biggleswade United. And it looks like Tom might have a problem here. Biggleswade United goalkeeper. This would not be good news at all. As far as I'm aware, we haven't got a second choice goalkeeper on the bench this evening. And this would not be good at all. And when the goalkeeper stays down like this, it could spell trouble. But one thing I did hear the officials say, if there was ever any problems with the pitch, that they would call off the game. They weren't quite sure on the condition of the pitch. I heard that conversation with the officials and the coaches before the game, and hopefully it's got nothing to do with the pitch itself. It'd be such a shame for Tom as well because he's had such a good season. And it's, of course, Lady Hyde, our physio, who's taking a look at him. He's going to hobble on and battle on. It's Jordan Gerald who will take the free kick and move back as we were. Header into Marlo Keane and Jaden Irish. He's looking for the quick pass there. It's Markel Cousins on this right-hand side. And Markel wanted the corner there. Linesman says goal kick. Back Cameron Hyde now, Connor in, skip. It's a Milo Keane just on the halfway. Wasn't quite the pass that Milo wanted to get through there. And now Luton looking to try and get through here. The flag would have been up for offside. The flag is up. Referee still hasn't seen it. He's pulled it back now for a free kick. Biggleswade. It's kind of been that sort of game so far. Very stop-start. Neither side really managing to get the rhythm going there. Not the best of free kicks there. And that's Gerald. In skip. Oh, Taylor Winey there looking to head in behind. Oh, it could have been a bit of a late one there by Inskip. It's going to be a free kick. Message from our chairman, Guillaume Balaguer. Important not to concede a goal early and build from there. Please, Ryan, give a shout out to Harvey, who's watching from Croft and is the president of Leicestershire branch of Biggleswade United Football Club's Biggleswade United Supporters Club. Big shout out to Harvey. Thank you for that, Guillaume. Yes. Jaden Irish. Just kept it on there. Couldn't quite see it. I think the comment was just in the way of the video there. He did just about keep that in play. Tom's under a little bit of pressure here. He looks to be okay. He's kicked the ball out. Just about goes out for a goal, for a throw-in. But that was a good test to see what Tom was like there, and he looked to be okay, which is a very good sign. And it's Matt Scott on his left-hand side for Luton. He's got a lot of joy on that left-hand side. Cross comes all the way through to Connor Lawless. Pass comes in. Still danger for Biggleswade. Cleared by Watkins Clark. And it had to be because Biggleswade United very static there defensively. Very unlike Biggleswade United, especially at home. It's the last game in the FA Vase. Sure, they lost in Coventry Spinks, but that was their first loss in 14 here at the Keach Hospice Care Stadium. And that cross was a bit too heavy there. And it's out of play for a goal kick. Biggleswade United wanted the free kick. They got the free kick. Gerald, that ball over the top. Oh, and Jaden didn't anticipate the move there, and if he did, he could have been a one-on-one with the goalkeeper. Didn't quite anticipate it. He stopped his run, but he's won the ball back, though. Either way, could be dangerous. Short cross comes in, it's cleared comfortably. Looking to try and win that second ball. It's Connor in, skip. Done brilliantly well. Now it's Cameron Hyde on this left-hand side for Biggleswade United. Did well to keep possession going, as did Milo Keane. Once again, it's been run back by Biggleswade. This has been a good little spell this for United. Now it's Jordan Gerald. It's Gerald. It's Danilo. Good defending there by Luton. It's been cleared away. And now Luton looking to do this on the count, looking to play on the counter attack now. It's Josh Allen. The high cross in. Or they've let him keep the ball on there. And the full could argue maybe the full could have done better there for Luton, but it's straight into the gloves of Tom Wine. So it's a bit of a let off there for Biggleswade. And I think that was the number 9, Tobias Brownie there. I think he had a little bit more time than he thought he might have had there. Luckily for Biggleswade United, it's straight into the gloves of Tom Wine. So a little bit of a let off here for the hosts. Milo Keane to Jaden Irish. It's Tom White. Marco Cousins looking for the flick on. There was no one really there to flick it onto. In skip. Marco Cousins. Corner in skip. Referee says a foul against Markel. It's going to be a free kick to Luton Town. So 14 minutes just under. It is Biggleswade United 0, Luton Town Development 0 in this Beds County Cup quarter-final. It's good pressing this from Markel. Nice and winning the ball back there. Very well done. James under a lot of pressure. He's also very tough to play against a very high-level team. This game says it's very important that because I don't concede too early in this game. Luton have got themselves a corner, and it's more defending to do here for Biggleswade United. Cross comes in. Work to do for Tom. He's punched it away. Still danger though. I think they're trying to go all the way through past the goalkeeper there. It was a decent idea, but it's just wide of the post.
Stand still. Hold
It's right. To try and take the free kick quickly there because they're not allowing that to happen. It was a good touch there by Gerald to just allow Tom to just get his gloves onto the ball there. That's gone. Let's send the ball back to his goalkeeper here. He's got some work to do. He has to get this away. Now it's about to say a little bit of luck there by Jaden there, but two men were on him. It's a good header away there by Inskip. Now it's Kai Andrews and Biggleswade United. They need to try and get a spell of possession here. That was a bit too high for the referees. Like, you know, I didn't think there was much in that at all. But referee says free kick. That's away there by Watkins Guard. Now Inskip, as Biggleswade United tried to play out now. It's Marco Cousins. Oh, and this is good play by Ben Thompson. Couldn't quite find the forward though, as United, at the moment the ball isn't quite sticking. Milo Keane wins himself the free kick there. And what's been a very stop-start game. I mean, it's been a very stop-start performance for Biggleswade United so far. And 19 minutes left, it's Biggleswade United 0, Luton Town Development 0, County Cup quarter-final, where winner will face either Olsey Town or Bedford Town away from home in the County Cup semi-final. Of course, Biggleswade United were knocked out at that stage by Bedford Town last season at home. So, I mean, knocked out Olsey Town in the quarterfinals last year. So, we've got Biggleswade United knocking out holders Luton Town on penalties this season. The same team, ironically, that Luton Town got lost to in the opening round of last season, also on penalties, also at Luton Town. So very interesting, but they could be through on goal here, Luton. It could spell trouble, but last-ditch defending there by Cameron Hyde. Otherwise, the forward was in for a tap in there for Luton. Jones, it's good play here for Luton. It's a fantastic tackle there by Cameron Hyde. He had to get that spot on, and he did. So really enjoying themselves out there, the Luton Town players. And it's very important that Biggleswade stays switched on at the back. And Cameron Hyde did just that there. There's going to be a lot of defending. And Cameron Hyde, we know how good he is week in, week out. Once again, fantastic tackle there by Cameron Hyde. It's out of play for a corner. Flooding the goal. Flooding the goal here, Luton. All the way through, it's almost headed off the line there by Markel Cousins. He's looking to try and carry on this run. Markel, what a pass this could potentially be. No, says Avon Jones, but Jaden Irish now back on the ball for Biggleswade United. Got to try and find an out ball here, Biggleswade. Inskip, Andrews, Milo Keane. Inskip. And well intercepted there by Connor Nicholson. And it's out of play for another Biggleswade United throw-in. At the moment, United just can't get out the blocks. So it's taken. Watkins Scott's is now out of position, and this could well be a 3-on-2 situation here. Low cross comes in, and once again, this time it's Josh Leolo, one of our midfielders there, coming in, getting the tackle in, and it was really making up for Mason Watkins Clark's mistake there. It was completely wrong-footed there, Mason, and Josh managed to catch him off guard. Josh managed to be there for the rescue, out of play for a corner. Cross comes in. They found the header just wide of the post. It was a good opportunity once again. The thing is, though, with knockout football football is sometimes you're going to have spells in games where you don't look like you're really in the game, but as long as it stays 0-0, United will always feel they have a chance, but they've got to try and up the tempo a little bit here, otherwise they could well be in trouble tonight. Cameron Hyde there was a third pass by Jordan Gerald, very much unlike him, but Cameron Hyde just about kept it in play. Looking to find Taylor Winey, who hasn't really had the ball much tonight. And he's going to try and chase down the goalkeeper here. And all the way through. And Luton just playing through the midfield at the moment, looking for the ball over the top. It's a lovely ball over the top here, and if it wasn't for, once again, I think that was Cameron Hyde again with the block. Josh O'Dell. Wake. It's going to be out of play here. It's going to be a goal kick. Well fought there by Mason Watkins-Clark. And just got to be patient on the ball. It's very well said there by Josh Danilo out there on the pitch. Saying it's just got to be patient. He's absolutely right. I'm sure the Biggleswade United players will learn a lot from playing against a team like this. Especially in an academy team of a championship side. So they'll certainly learn a lot from this experience, regardless of whether they win the game or lose it. They've only won this competition once. That was in the 2017-18 season. Jaden Irish, lovely little turn past Glenn Ritter there. Taylor Winey there with a little flick back heel. I think that just picked the wrong time to go for the skills there, Taylor. Very much unlike him there to overdo it there a little bit. I thought Taylor did there. And the ball over the top. This could be dangerous again. And again, it's Watkins-Clark coming back to help his team. A lot of defending for Biggleswade United to do still. Well, it's out of play for a corner, but they're knocking on the door of Luton Town. They're getting closer and closer, and Biggleswade United have to be careful. So we will be having our mid-season podcast. Part 2 will be out at half-time, I've been told, on our YouTube channel. So should we give that a watch? Cross comes in. Head of the way there by Jordan Gerald, I thought it was, for a corner. Cross comes in. Punched away by Tom Wynan. Skip's got to get to this ball. He's headed it straight to the number 10. It's Connor Nicholson. Connor Lawless. It's keeled away in the end there by Gerald. There's 3 up here for Biggleswade. It's come back to Kai Andrews. Done a lot of defending, not much attacking, but this could well be a decent opportunity this for Biggleswade United if they can just get the ball up the pitch. It's Josh Danilo. Intercepted, but still with possession now is Connor Inskip. Milo Key on this right-hand side. Managed to get it away here. Inskip, that was a well-timed tackle, as was Jaden Irish's. He's kept it in play as well. A grueling battle in midfield, but Luton have actually managed to get the ball back here. They've got some space on this left-hand side. This number 3, Matt Scott with the cross in. And again, it was cleared away by Cameron Hyde. Just the final ball for Luton and lacking at the moment. But they've managed to get the ball back here. And it's good, be he's off the post. Is it off the outside? It's still in play. They're still playing. Everyone stopped, which was very much bizarre. In skip, Luton Town might have felt. Luton, I think, might have felt could have had a penalty there, but the referee said no. I didn't really see many Luton Town players appeared in it, to be fair, from here. Very bizarre there. The ball was off the post. It's still in play, and it could very much be in here, Luton Town, and that's going to be a penalty. It is a penalty. Jordan Gerald. It was a. It was a bizarre last couple of minutes at Biggleswade United. They might have got away with the first one, Biggleswade, but they certainly weren't going to get away with the second one. But as I say that, the referee, I think, is having a word with his linesman. So,
yeah, you're right. Yeah, you're right.
Referee having a word with his linesman, but it was Jordan Gerald who brought down, I think it was...
He's definitely got his arm across him. Definitely
penalty given to Luton. Oh, he hasn't given the penalty. He's given the free kick. He's given it against Luton Town. I'm a little bit surprised about that, if I'm honest. There's also a player down here for Luton Town. A lot's going on here. The linesman level with the play there, so potentially he might have had a better view than the referee there. But gives a bit of an opportunity though. This little breaking path. The number 3, Matt Scott, is down on this side for Luton Town, and it might give Biggleswade United a chance to really just settle their heads a little bit, because they've been very uncharacteristic first 20 minutes. I don't know if it might be the occasion, the opposition they might be playing, but they're certainly not playing up to their capabilities at the moment, Biggleswade United. So for all the pressure for the visitors, Biggleswade United still find themselves goalless here in this County Cup quarter-final. Still very much all to play for. We are half an hour into the game, and it's Biggleswade United 0, Luton Town Development 0. If you are just joining us in what has been a game full of tackles. And now the referee, I think, is going to have a word with the coach of Luton Town. And after all that, it's going to be a goal kick to Biggleswade United. We thought maybe Biggleswade United had given away the penalty. Linesman disagreed with that decision. And I have to say from here, can't quite... I think Biggleswade United might have been a little bit lucky there. And I always say when the referee makes a good decision or a bad decision, particularly for or against the team there, but maybe there was a little bit of a let-off there for Biggleswade United. I can't deny that. But we still play on. It's still 0-0. And United have got to use that to their advantage now. It's in skip. So it's Danilo. Markel Cousins now. So a bit of pressure. Watkins Clark trying to defend out. Josh Allen. Ball back in midfield. Still Connor in skip. He's looking for the run of Taylor Winey. He's really boxed in there by the 2 centre halves. Josh Odell and Ben Thompson. As Luton now have the ball back up the pitch. Very well timed tackle. I mean, it looked like a well timed tackle from here. The referee does say free kick. It's going to be a free kick in a dangerous position here. So down, more defenders too for Biggleswade as it has been for the opening half an hour. The cross comes in. It's punched away by Tom, not convincingly, and it is in. It has been coming. It was the number 8 who scored, Casey Petit, for Luton Town Development. I can't deny it has been coming. It's been a real dominating display from Luton Town Development, and they have deservedly taken the lead. And after a couple of warning signs there, a couple of potential penalty shouts for Luton Town that weren't given by referees, it was Casey Petit who puts it away for Luton Town. And to be honest, it's probably what they deserve, because Biggleswade United haven't quite been at the races so far in this game, and I know they certainly can do better than this. And hopefully the goal might just be a bit of a wake-up call for Biggleswade United. It's Biggleswade United 0, Luton Town Development 1. He's overrun that now, and he could well be in trouble, Mason Watkins Clark, because he's out of position. Tobias Branny, low cross in, and it's 2, and it's Petit again at the double for Luton Town Development. And once again, it was given away by Watkins Clark around the halfway. Very much unlike Mason Watkins Clark, and Luton Town have capitalised with 2 goals as quick as lightning from Casey Petit at the back post. And I think what Christian would be annoyed with, that it was come from a mistake from Biggleswade rather than the quality of Luton Town, especially that second goal in particular. The mistakes in individual areas is certainly not something that Christian will like in the slightest. You can see the goals that are very well taken, quality finishes, and fair enough, but a mistake, very much so. I don't want to criticise Mason Watkins Clark too much. Of course, he's had so many injuries this season, but he was very much caught out there. But credit to Luton, they're pressing very much high off the ball, and you're definitely seeing the level of between the two sides at the moment. And Biggleswade United will want to get a goal before half-time just to try and get themselves potentially back in the game, but it's looking very unlikely at the moment. We've seen grandstand finishes though at the Keach Hospital Care Stadium, so I suppose you never know, but they'll have to get the next goal to stay in this tie. Luton Town Development. Sometimes you can see development sides that might not necessarily be on their game, or might not necessarily be on it, as it is only a development team. But they've certainly come here to Biggleswade tonight, and they've certainly put on a show. So full credit to Luton Town Development. But of course, from Biggleswade United perspective here, they've got to stay switched on. They've really got their tails up here, Luton Town Development, at the moment. It's defending here to do for Jordan Gerald. And it's Petit again, who's on a hat-trick. It's caught there by Tom White in goal. Marcel Cousins. More defending here to do for Biggleswade. They just want a half time at the moment, Biggleswade, because Luton just have not stopped pressurising their defence. They'll certainly want half time to come very soon. Taylor will want to try and capitalise on this. It's unlucky there. Taylor, I think, didn't quite anticipate it quick enough there. Milo Keane, in skip. Mason Watkins Clark. Milo Keane. In skip. Markel Cousins. He's been brilliant. That's him using his experience in midfield. They're one of their first team players. Good tackle there by Danilo. And it just allows the pace of the game to slow down a little bit more. Would probably suit Biggleswade United at this point. Ball's now out of play for a throw in here too, Biggleswade. Can just get themselves a moment or just a chance just before half time. You just never know. But at the moment, they're just struggling to get out their own half at the moment. Now, Biggleswade, and it's a 2-on-1 situation here. It's sloppy from a Biggleswade United perspective here. It's a 2-on-2 now. They cut back, cut through. Tom Ryan, he's brought him down, and it's going to be a penalty. And once again, it's not been the greatest of first half in the slightest for Biggleswade United so far. And I try and be positive on these commentaries, particularly towards Biggleswade United. But sometimes as a commentator, you have got to say what you are seeing. And it's been a very much below par performance from United defensively. And you could argue of course, the opposition is much stronger. But it is going to be Casey Petit, who is on a hat-trick, who's going to step up to surely what will look like, even at these early stages, potentially book Luton Town Development's place in the County Cup semi-final, potentially. It's Petit against Wyant, and Petit scores, he gets his hat-trick. And it's looking like a real up-till battle here for Biggleswade United. They've just got to keep their heads up now, and I think the important thing for Biggleswade now is to keep it respectable, if anything, and try and learn from it, and learn from the team they're playing up against, because this Luton Town Academy side have been top draw so far. I can't really praise them enough as I am, because they have been very, very good. And it's a lot to learn for Biggleswade United. It was always going to be a tough task tonight. There's been a few real tough games out there week in, week out, 2 games a week as well, of course. They bounced back from 2 defeats against Crawley Green. However, it looks like Biggleswade United might well be looking to bounce back on Saturday against Bullock Town after this game. But they've still got a whole other half of football to play. But from a United perspective, they'll want to try and just make sure, try and get the ball up to Taylor a little bit more, because it's been a little bit of a struggle out there for Taylor. Very much isolated up there. Markel Cousins, that was good pressing there. And Markel Cousins wins the throw-in for Biggleswade United. And it's a chance, first real attacking chance for United, potentially in the last half an hour. So 5 minutes to go before half time. And Biggleswade, they held on for so long, the first 25 minutes of the game, in fact. But once the first one went in for Luton, they just kept coming. And they just could not withstand the pressure of this Luton Town Development side. 5 minutes to go before half time. Biggleswade United 0, Luton Town Development 3. They're back up the pitch now, are Luton Town. Watkins Clark's got to collect that away. He has. Fly's going to be up for offside. At the moment, it just seems like Biggleswade United are just, they're playing the occasion more than the game. It certainly does look like it at the moment, because as someone who watches Biggleswade United week in, week out, and for the followers obviously listening in, we all know that this is certainly not the standard that Biggleswade United do play week in, week out. They can be much better than this. You are allowed off days sometimes, of course. But there's a certain standard sometimes, and I think Christian will be having a few choice words at half-time for sure. From right there with the goal kick. Danilo. Winey. Inskip. Jordan Gerald. Lovely ball there to Cameron Hyde. Irish. Bit of a deflection, Kai. We'll want to try and... The ball's out of play here for United throw as we enter the final 5 minutes of the 45. Winey, Irish.
2v1.
Be dangerous cross coming in, and United finally will be getting their first corner of the game and potential chance to get themselves a bit of a lifeline here going into the second half. Stranger things have happened, of course. Be Marco Cousins over this corner. They'll want to try and make this one count, Biggleswade.
Square. Actually, that was square.
It's Marco Cousins over the corner. It's the low cross. We've seen this many times. Cross coming in. Couldn't quite find Kai. For the handball. I certainly think he might have had a case there. And now Luton Town go up the other end. It certainly did look like a handball shout, but referee didn't see it. And now we're still carrying on. Deflected. It stays in play. It's going to be Tom White. Good goalkeeping. Cameron Hyde. He's got options to his left. Hyde looked to go for a goal himself. They're almost there. Marco might want to let that go for a corner. He has, and we've seen a few of the corner routines from Cameron Hyde, but it's going to be Marco Cousins. United certainly is a much better spell for Biggleswade United. We enter the final couple of minutes before half-time, looking to get a goal back. Cross coming in. And it's Taylor Winey. Inskip. Inskip cuts inside. And Markel. Still Markel Cousins. Almost trying to do it on his own at the moment. There's options there beside him if he needs. Jaden. Oh, and he should have used Cameron Hyde there, but he's got the ball Biggleswade now. Jaden Irish to Cameron Hyde. The cross comes in. Watkins Clark was there to be ready at the back post. Now Taylor Winey goes for the spectacular. And with his goal scoring tally this season, you can't blame him for going for goal there. That's his first real chance at goal. It has gone wide. It's a goal kick, but last couple of minutes, it's certainly been a much better spell for Biggleswade United. And from here on out, it's about, I think, the performance of the players rather than the result, with the result being 3-0 to Luton. It's about now how the players respond from being 3-0 down and how they play. Now it's Taylor. I think the play between the first and the third goal, the Biggleswade seemed a little bit shell-shocked, to be honest. That was a well-timed tackle there by Mason Watkins Clark, but they certainly look back on it a little bit here. It might well be too little too late, but now it's about the performance of the players and trying to keep this respectable. And I think the United players out there understand that now. That is the half-time whistle, and what has been a very impressive display from the visitors, not so much the host, Biggleswade United. It was always going to be a tough game out there tonight against, of course, Luton Town Development, and of course, development side of the Championship team, Luton Town, of course. It was always going to be a tough one here tonight, but Luton, but it's certainly been that and more for Biggleswade United. And sure, they haven't been at the races, but Luton have really turned on the style. It was a 15-minute spell, really, that allowed Casey Petit to get a hat-trick in that time. 3 goals in the last 5 minutes of that second half. We started to see Biggleswade United, as we see them week in, week out. With the first 40 minutes, it wasn't the standard that we really allow ourselves to play at. And last 5 minutes, we've seen a reaction from going 3-0 down. But Christian will not be impressed. There's a lot of words probably will be said at half time. And I think the players know themselves that this hasn't been the standard whatsoever. But it's half time. It is Biggleswade United 0, Luton Town Development 3 in this County Cup quarter final. We'll be back for the start of the second half. And also, if you'd like to watch something in the break, I believe that our podcast is up now or will be up very soon during this halftime interview. Mid-season podcast part 2 with myself, Ryan Madden, and Nick Whitcomb, where we review halfway of the season so far. Part 1's already out on YouTube, and part 2 is premiering tonight, or might well be out right now as I speak. So look out for that on our YouTube channel. See you for the start of the second half.
Hello from Biggleswade Market in the Market Square. Mr. Branson's in town, so I just place it for you. But look what they've got in the front. Our shirt. Come inside with me. You've got everything you need here. All the sporting gear, and not just sporting gear. Where is the corner? We've got the shirt here at the front. Doesn't it look great? But let's find out if we're actually selling any of it. How is it going?
It's going very well, thank you.
Are we selling anything?
We are.
Are we?
We've sold quite a few tops, but I need some bigger sizes.
All right.
Double XLs, even 3XL.
Okay.
All the big men round here. Been asked quite a few times. And scarves, hats.
Oh, yes.
And then I can make a big display for you.
Brilliant. We're getting all
Set
that.
it all.
Yeah, I think. Well, this is great news. So I'll sort all that out. I'll talk to the right people.
You know, that's one of the things. I have people, customers coming in here asking when the matches are on and if they're playing today. And I'm like,
Just say,
have you got a list? Have you got a list?
we've got that. Every Saturday, 3 p.m, there's a game on.
Okay.
Every Sunday, 2 p.m, there's a woman's game on. But I'll give you a lifter for that. So this is great.
Yeah.
Yes. Well, thank
Well,
you
we
very
just
much.
want more stock so then I can do more of a display for you.
We'll definitely do that.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
That's all
Thank
right.
you.
Thank you.
Let's go and win the game. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Look at that. Isn't that brilliant? There it is. Come on, Biggleswade.
Both teams, both teams out for the second half now. Both Luton and Biggleswade United. And you'd have to feel for Biggleswade United. It certainly would be a damage limitation from here. It looks like we might have a couple of first half, second half-time substitutions. Says man, absolutely. Raheem looks like he might be coming on. Be good to see Raheem in this second half. I think that might well be the only change, but we're just gonna wait and see. Wouldn't surprise me if we see Jordan Wright. I think it might well depend on how many minutes he has in the tank, but it looks like maybe. Jordan Gerald who's coming off, and it is Jordan Wright who will be coming on in his place. Might well be a fourth one. Jordan Gerald, he hasn't quite been his game, but he has recently come back from an injury, Jordan Gerald, so you can understand maybe he wasn't quite at the level that we have seen him for the majority of the season. But another one coming back from injury, Jordan Wright, comes on at half-time, and it looks like Kai Andrews, the experiment as Kai as a winger, is over at least for this game. He's off at half-time, and Raheem Jabba gets a much-needed pace out on that left-hand side, and that's exactly what Raheem can bring. And, you know, who knows if United can get themselves competitive in this second half, and especially with Luton being 3-0 up, maybe, you never know, the pedals might not exactly be rolling in the second half. Sometimes psychologically it's hard to play as a team being 3-0 up at half-time. So you just never know. The opening 10 minutes is crucial. It's very much damage limitation at the moment. But if United can get themselves a goal in the first 5 minutes in the second half, then maybe they might well be a little bit of hope for Biggleswade fans. So don't go anywhere if you're on the live stream, because be certainly hoping for a better second half. And United have got to go into this now with nothing to lose, because they haven't really got much to lose now in this second half. They're already 3-0 down, and it actually allows them to play with a bit more freedom that they didn't have. And Jordan, having the experience of Jordan back there in the second half, I think might bode well for United. We'll have to wait and see. It's been outpaced there, Jordan Wright, to say that. In Luton looking to stop, but just as they ended the first, and it was a deflection in the air by Cameron Hyde. And it's a corner, and Luton have certainly not set their foot off the gas. Guillaume says, even though the result is not great, we still have the Leicestershire branch of Biggleswade United watching, including the co-president George. Cobber fans they are. Ryan, give a shout out to George. Big shout out to George. He's watching the Leicestershire branch of Biggleswade United. So shout out, George. Any more shout outs, Guillaume, you want to give, just let me know. He's got his own little fan club there in Leicestershire. He managed to clear out the corner well. Glenn Rea certainly got the quality to cross one in. A bit wide there. It's actually going to be flags up for offside on Connor Nicholson, and it's going to be a goal kick to United. Clark had to get that right, and has Markel Cousins. Lovely little flick and turn there for Markel. Certainly feels like it's been pulled there. Referee made the right decision. It is a free kick. Dispossessed. But it certainly looks a lot more defensively sound now with Jordan Wright in the heart of defence, of course. Danilo. Winey. Inskip. They look to respond now in this second half now, Biggleswade. Winey with the, well, you can see what he was trying to do there, but the gap was very, the defender didn't really allow him much room there, and it allowed the, it meant the shot was quite hard to execute there for Taylor Winey. The defender was very close to him there. And he's done his job really well, the defender, to his credit. It didn't allow Taylor the space, and I mentioned about struggling to. It could be quite hard for a team to come out second half being 3-0 up psychologically. But it looks like that's going to be the case in this game so far for Luton. They still look quite switched on. It could well be in again here, Luton. It could well be danger. It's been cleared by Cameron Hyde, and it had to be because the number 9, Tobias Branning, had a tap in there from about a yard out, a yard or two. Cross comes in. Could be a dangerous hit, clear the way again. I think it's come off Connor Inskip there, and it might well be another corner. It is. The corner's taken. We're looking for Glenn Weir there, but it's been cleared away now by Biggleswade. They look for this out ball. Winey's got to stay on side here. Markel, lovely little 1-2 with Jabba. That's exactly what Raheem Jabba couldn't bring in his pace to go for the low cross. Almost went too early for the cross there. Didn't quite look up there, Raheem, there, because if he looked up, he would have seen that Taylor wasn't quite in the position there that he played the ball into. It was unlucky, and United still with the possession now. Jaden Irish to Jabba. So it looks like to Luton Town. And apologies for anyone who wants to keep up the store. I've forgotten to stop my stopwatch in this at half time. I haven't quite got that. Oh, thank you. 6 minutes into the second half, there's someone up here working for Luton. So if you hear me talking to someone asking how many minutes into the second half, you all know why. Sam Bentley to Connor Nicholson. Out of play for a Biggleswade United throw. And then we are there heading it away from Jaden Irish. Having a player like Glenn Weir, of course, a professional, high level, recovering from injury himself, but getting first team minutes out here tonight, it certainly would have given this Luton Town team a lot of confidence, having a midfielder of his calibre and his experience in this game. And you're really seeing that in the midfield tonight. just the leadership qualities as well. They all good to the youngsters on the pitch. This really would be an advantage there for the visitors. Miller. Good defensive line there by Luton. The Biggleswade now let's try and get the ball back. They have. Raheem Jabber's done really well positionally there. He's always there to make sure he's there to make the run in behind. It just cannot be found at the moment. That was an uncharacteristic misplace of the ball there by Conor Lawless, and it's a chance now for Biggleswade United to get themselves back up the pitch. Cameron Hyde, the throw, out of the way. As far as Jaden Irish though, and this is where Biggleswade can be dangerous at this. Hopkins Clark. Big ball through to Marco Cousins has switched sides now, Marco and Raheem, and now it's Milo Keane putting the Jets on, plays it short now. Lovely little dummy, and Taylor. We know what Taylor can do from that position, and Josh even played the dummy in, and Taylor Winey skies over the bar. Very uncharacteristic of Taylor Winey. I mentioned before the game, 35 goals this season. First real let-off there for Luton Town, and a chance really for Biggleswade United to have a little bit of a lifeline, because we know just how good United can be with momentum on their side. And all it takes is just that one goal to steer the crowd back on side a little bit. These young Luton players really tested, but at the moment it's still 3-0. Good defended by Jordan Wright. You've certainly seen an improvement defensively in this second half. I'm sure a lot of words were said at half time. And Markel Cousins, he's not going to get away with that. The referee pulls it back. In the rounds of midfield here for Luton. Good tackle there by Cameron Hyde. Jaden Irish, probably the most frustrating games for him. He just can't seem to get the ball. Petit for the 1-2. He's already got himself a hat-trick in the first half. Watkins Clark, chance for him to get away here. He wants to find Taylor Winey. He might get a little bit lucky with the bounce here. Winey, there's not many men up here with him. He's had to wait for support there, Taylor. Now it's Josh Danilo. Find Cameron Hyde on his left-hand side. Can't quite see it. It's off our camera, but it's out of play. So I think corner. Yeah, looks like a throw in there. Just by a corner flag. Jaden Morris just slowing the game down a little bit there, but if we didn't like it, it was a free kick. Yes, one in. Stemware. Good play there by Cameron Hyde. His play on, looking to try and find Taylor Winey. He's gone out wide. There's Josh coming into the box now. It's Taylor Winey. He certainly knows he'll want to go for goal himself. Lovely bit of skill by Taylor. Still Taylor Winey. And there is the goal for Taylor Winey. It's the comeback. It's number 36 for the season. And Biggleswade United have got themselves a goal back. It's Biggleswade United 1. Luton Town Development 3. And if it was going to come from a one player tonight, we all know it was going to come from Taylor Winey. He had a couple chances blazed over the bar. He used a lovely bit of skill there to get into the box. And a lovely finish to make it 3-1. And now we have an interesting next couple 10 to 15 minutes here. Because if United can keep going and keep this pressure on, we could well have a game on our hands in this County Cup. So do not go anywhere. Because Biggleswade United 1, Luton Town Development 3. I've seen some almighty comebacks here at the Keith Hospice Care Stadium, at the home Biggleswade and away from home. This would certainly top it if United can pull this off. It's all about though how they said they're much vulnerable to concede after you've just scored, and United very much staying switched on there with Mason Watkins' car is out of play for a throw-in. And it's cleared away. Now United, they have to capitalise on these counter-attacking opportunities. It's in Skip. Ball was a bit too far, but Milo's going to still run for it. I think he felt that Taylor probably should have busted the gut to get to the ball there, especially with Milo coming in. He's very far forward in this. Looks more like a back three. Milo's certainly not been afraid to go further up the pitch. We know how good he can be going further forwards. And of course, with the scoreline being what it is, it allows a bit of freedom. It looks like Markel is also helping out defensively when Milo is coming to overlap, which is good team play overall. It's Cameron Hyde. Try and find the out ball there. This could well be dangerous. Flags up for offside. It certainly would have been tight. We weren't really the right angle to really judge that call, but it certainly looked close. But flag was up for offside on Tobias Bramley. Just over an hour played. Half an hour to go. The next 10 minutes of this game for Biggleswade United is vital, because if they can get themselves another goal, they certainly will have a game on. But it could well be game over if they're not careful here for Biggleswade. Could well be in. And I think that was a classic commentator's curse moment there, because Luton Town have played themselves through, and it's now 4-1. And the goal for there was the number 11, Josh Allen, who's made it 4-1. I mentioned it was always going to be a tough task here this evening against a very good side. The academy team of Luton Town are currently are in the championship, in the playoffs of the championship, and this is their academy side as well, of course. And it looks like it'll be a half-time substitution. It is Glenn Weir coming off, one of the senior players. He's recovering from his injury. He got a good just over an hour for Luton Town. I'm just trying to confirm who's coming on for Luton Town. Still can't confirm. It's number 17, Daniel Ejiofor. Daniel Ejiofor. Take me a couple times. Lance, Jordan Wright. Cross coming in. It's headed away by Cameron Hyde. So really turn on the stall here, Luton. It's always a heavy touch. It's cleared away by Inskip. Oh, just right down from Connor Lawless there. Really lush to the ball. Fantastic technique. It's just gone over the bar. We're very much now starting to see the Luton Town side that played in the first half for sure, since the goal in this second half. But there'll be certainly a lot to learn from here for Biggleswade United. It's a top quality team. You can learn from wins, but you can also learn a lot more from losing. A lot from this game for sure. The referee has stopped play due to an injury, I think, here to Tobias Branny. Looks to be up and okay. Just as the physio's got on the pitch, that's well, it is quite cold out there, to be honest, so it might have been a nice little warm up for them. This. Stephen Jones to Connor Lawless. Cross comes in, headed away by Mason Watkins Park. Faber decepted. Hyde's got to get to this. He has. He's done well.
On the outside, there's a right foot on the left foot in the right place to put it.
Watkins Park. It's Clark. He's trying to corner Inskip, but you've got to make that decision very quickly there, Watkins Park. Jaden Irish. It's given away, and it's going to be a substitution here for Biggleswade United. In what looks like Yemi Adelani coming on, and it is for Michael Cousins. So a straight swap. Yemi Adelani, who did score in the last round against Luton Town with the opening goal against the holders. Luton Town, when we knocked out Luton Town, the current holders, last season. Last round. A good game. 1-1 draw, which they won on penalties. Apologies, the camera shook there off. Bitterly cold. And the commentator has, of course, forgotten his gloves. Raheem Jabba finds some space. Jabba with the cross in, looking to find Adelani right from the get-go. Flags up for offside. Danilo's got the ball in the back of the net. It's not going to count. Lovely finish by Josh nonetheless, but it won't count for anything.
Roll, set, roll, go, good.
Vision there between Tom Wines and Cameron Hyde, and I think I heard that from the gantry there. That didn't sound good for both players, really. I think the goalkeeper, Tom Wine, Jordan's got to be careful here. Tom Wyatt is still down. This will be quite. I mentioned before, they haven't actually got a number 2 goalkeeper on the bench, so this would be bad. And Tom is staying down. Jordan's got to get himself. He's really got to be careful. He's a very passionate player, Jordan Wright, but sometimes he can be a bit too passionate for his own good, and he wants to be careful here, Jordan Wright. He doesn't get too much in the air. But Tom hasn't moved. Well, he's moving a little bit, but he hasn't moved that much. Very interested to know who would go in goal in this situation, but the importance here very much is the condition of Tom Wyatt, and we all obviously hope that he is okay, and the stretcher's coming out, which is a very, very bad sign. It would be terrible, really. Tom Wyatt returning to the club last season was very much a returning player after having played for the last couple of years at Biggleswade United. He's come back to the club this season to help us out. Number 2 goalkeeper to Ollie Leslie, but Ollie Leslie's out injured. Tom Wyatt, who's come in to replace Ollie Leslie, it was him or Ollie. They both go toe to toe for the number 1 shirt. There's not really a number 1 here at Biggleswade United. It's Tom or Ollie, and they're both very capable goalkeepers. But right now, this doesn't look good, and we're going to have a real hefty stoppage here because it does not look good for Tom Wyatt, and it looks like Jordan Wright might well be going in goal for Biggleswade United as well. Dan's running to see if they can find another goalkeeper shirt. I mentioned before already, didn't quite have a backup on the bench. It'll be Jordan Wright. I'm not quite sure if he's played in goal before. And Jordan's still having a word with the linesman. He's not happy with that challenge one bit. But Tom, this looks very bad, and we obviously all hope that this isn't as serious of what it looks from here. Some coaches on the pitch here, Josh Thomas. Some words. The stretcher isn't going to be needed potentially. Oh no, maybe it is, or maybe it. But Jordan Wright has come back on. It looks like. I think he'll be playing in goal for the rest of the game, but for. We certainly don't like to see this, though. For Tom Wyatt, as I mentioned, returning to the club, but around 10 games into the season, actually, and he returned with Don Moglio and Jordan Wright, of course, and he's been a great understudy to Ollie Leslie, and at times he's been very much heavily competing for the number 1 spot with Ollie Leslie, and Ollie always having these little niggle injuries. Wasn't quite on the bench this evening. Hopefully that isn't a massive. Injury for Ollie, because for Tom this does not look good, and it's a sort of injury that can really be bad, especially for a goalkeeper. And we're going to have a real hefty stoppage here. If you are just joining us, it is Biggleswade United 1, Luton Town Development 4. Luton Town Development side that have been very, very good. But we're going to have a real hefty stoppage here because there's been an injury to our goalkeeper Tom Wyant that will actually mean that our centre half Jordan Wright will be stepping in goal, and he's getting a few goalkeeping drills from Dan right now. But there's a few head in hands here, which is such a shame to see. There's an ambulance being ready as well, but a horrible situation here for Tom. And we obviously wish him nothing but the best. It's good to see a couple of Luton players as well, just making sure he's okay.
Casey.
And whilst we are waiting for this stoppage, just want to give a big thank you to our sponsors, of course, Winchmore Brickwork for being the men's senior team sponsor, VO for being our women's team sponsor, Flawless Landscapes for being our reserve team sponsor, J&B Motorsport for being our vets team sponsor, and Recycling Lives for being our general sponsor. Yeah, I know.
Doing it at pace to open up passing lanes and then play forward.
Great. Okay, cheers. I won't. It looks bad from here. Nick was just having a word with one of my away co-com there, Nick, on the sidelines. I was just saying who I was talking to on the stream. I was just saying I'm talking to Nick on the sidelines. He's had a better view of the situation.
Yeah, frosty, really frosty.
We're checking the condition of the pitch, but Mansell there with the prayers up. Also, of course, big thank you to Keith Hospice Care for being our ground sponsor as well. But not quite sure. Obviously, health comes first, and they're going to take their time with this, and rightly so. So we're not quite sure how long we're going to be here, but it's almost like we're going to have a third half, if you like.
Right. Train to some trainers. Change it to your trainers. Frosty.
Tom White is still getting some. He can play. I think what we might have to do is, whilst we're waiting, Ari, if you want to maybe put up the promo video, Mr. Branson's video, and I can give you a shout when we're back going again.
Hello from Biggleswade Market in the Market Square. Mr. Branson's in town, so I just place it for you. But look what they've got in the front. Our shirt. Come inside with me. You've got everything you need here. All the sporting gear, and not just sporting gear. Where is the corner? We've got the shirt here at the front. Doesn't it look great? But let's find out if we're actually selling any of it. How is it going?
It's going very well, thank you.
Are we selling anything?
We are.
Are we?
We've sold quite a few tops, but I need some bigger sizes.
All right.
Double XLs, even 3XL.
Okay.
All the big men round here. Been asked quite a few times. And scarves, hats.
Oh, yes.
And then I can make a big display for you.
Brilliant. We're getting all that. Yeah, I think. Well, this is great news. So I'll sort all that out. I'll talk to the right people.
No, that's one of the things. I have customers coming in here asking when the matches are on and if they're playing today, and I'm like,
Just say
Have you got a list? Have you got a list?
we've got that. Every Saturday, 3 p.m. there's a game on.
Okay.
Every Sunday, 2 p.m. there's a woman's game on. But I'll give you a lifter for that. So this is great.
Yeah.
Yes. Well, thank
Well,
you
we
very
just
much.
want more stock, so then I can do more of a display for you.
We'll definitely do that.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
That's all
Thank
right.
you.
Thank you.
Let's
Bye-bye.
go and win the game.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Look at that. Isn't that brilliant? There it is. Come on, Biggleswade.
Yeah, it looks like he's sort of gone in straight leg. He's bent a little
It looks like the game is over. We're not quite sure what's happened here, but I've actually, courtesy of the Luton Town media, Luton Town staff, I've just seen the replay of what has actually happened, and it does not look good for Tom Wyatt. But the referee, I think, has blown for full time. The match has been abandoned, which I don't really know what that does for the.
because it's after 60 minutes. It's a small sample.
Yeah. The match has been abandoned, so we won't be playing the rest of the match. Thank you all for tuning into the live stream. Unfortunately, this isn't how we'd like to end our live stream, and we're not quite sure what the rules are in terms of whether the match will continue or whether the match will be replayed or whether the Luton will progress because they were already through. It's all a little bit up in the air, so apologies if you don't really know what's going on, because it's still, I think, all to be determined at the moment. But it has ended here after what was a very good game. Well, a good game of football for Luton Town. For Biggleswade, it wasn't quite the performance they were after, but unfortunately, it's been heavily overshadowed by what looks like a terrible injury here for Tom Wyatt, and having to see a replay of what actually happened there. I don't want to speculate about the trajectory of the injury, but from what I've seen back, it definitely doesn't look good for Tom. And but the match is over. Thank you all for tuning in. Sorry we couldn't give you the rest of the game, but sometimes, and almost definitely, health does come first, and unfortunately, Tom will be going to the hospital, and we wish him nothing but the best, because that's what this is. Unfortunately for Tom, his season, I'd be very surprised if he plays again this season, because this looks like a real bad one, and we wish him nothing but the best. Thank you all for tuning into this live stream. It finished earlier than expected, but again, sometimes health's got to come first. The match has been abandoned. We're not quite sure about what this means in terms of results. We'll know more in the coming days, but I'm going to wrap it up here. Tom's just been stretchered off now, and he'll definitely be going to the hospital. We wish him nothing but the best. But thank you all for tuning in, and once again, a reminder, a big thank you to our sponsors, Winchmore Brickwork for being the men's first team sponsor, VO for being the women's team sponsor, J&B Motorsports for being the vets team sponsor, as the crowd are just clapping Tom Wyatt there, which is we obviously wish him nothing but the best. Even the floodlights are going off now, so everything's going. Fortunately, sorry to end the stream on such a downer here, but as I mentioned, health comes first here, and there's the priority now is to make sure that Tom Wyatt gets the best treatment he can on his road to recovery. It's going to be a long road ahead for Tom Wyatt. Thank you all for tuning in. I'll be back for the next one. Take care, and we'll see you very soon.